for the youngsters out there, or for anybody that wants to go squirrel hunting, doesn't know how to clean them or get them ready, this is the way my dad taught me. What I do is I got 3 squirrels here, and they're pretty old. Anyway, what we're going to do, I got 2 reds and a gray. I guess technically you'd call them fox squirrel. What I do is they're easier to do when they're warm. What I do is I pick the tail up, and right above the butthole, you can see right here, you just make a little cut, just like so. It's a cut that you go just like this, and cut through the tailbone. Hi, Toby. And what you want to do is, I'm getting this tail loose. Just like so. I've never mastered to where you cut them across the back and skin them that way. You can see how that is. How that's cut like that. And I'll show you what we do next. Anyway, that's a good... Hi, Toby. We're going to do that to all these squirrels. This one here is the first one I shot. Here's the butt right here. So, right above the hips. See how I cut that? And you can usually go right through that tailbone. And just pry it apart. One thing about squirrels is it's hard to get them out of their skin. They're kind of like a snapping turtle. Okay? What we want to do is when we pull, we want that to come around. I'll show you. Okay, there's the other one. I got another one right here. Just cut just like so. See that? I'm just going to go ahead and break that tail. You see how I got this thing skinned? Right here. That tail. Okay. I cut in. That's about... This takes practice. Now what I do on the tail right here, I'll show you. You lay it flat. Put your foot right in there. Just like so. And then pull up. Like so. See that? But anyway, I got the bullet came out here. But see how the skin came off here? Okay, what you do is you pull right here on the belly skin. You might have to take a knife and cut it just a little bit. Just so you can get your fingers under there. I'm going to take my hat off. Just keep your foot on the tail. See what I'm doing? Keep pulling up. See how I got that? Pull the hide right off of those legs, just like that. Now, you come down, pull the front legs out, just like that, and you just pull them right on through. Just like so. Now if you're not into eating squirrel heads, you just cut them off right here. Just like so. Some people used to eat the heads. I did when I was younger. We didn't waste anything. Okay, here's your squirrel. Just like so. We're going to lay him up here. We're going to skin the other ones. See how easy? That wasn't easy, but it's one of the easiest ways I know to skin squirrels. Grab the leg, step on the tail up close to the butt. Keep good pressure on that foot. And you can see how that comes off. Squirrel is one tough mother. Give yourself a little room there to work with. Get under the skin. Just like so. Grab that skin. Keep stepping on the tail. See how those legs come right out of there? Just pull it right on through. Same way at the front. Just grab it, pull them right on through. Just like so. You get that squirrel skinned. Cut the head off. Right in front of the shoulders. Twist it. breaks right off. Just like so. Okay. That's 2 down. We haven't pulled the tail off. That's pretty good. Sometimes you pull tails off. Okay, we got this little gray. So these things are tougher than nails sometimes. Just step on the tail. Pull up just like that, see? Okay. I'm working up a sweat. Got the legs just like so. Pull them loose. Just like that. Okay. Pull the front legs out. Like so. See that? Cut off the head. Okay. Lay your squirrel up here. You can either use scissors to cut the legs off, or you can cut them into joint here like so. I'm going to get a scissors out here. If you're out in the field and don't have a scissors, that's what you have to do, is just hit that joint. I got these. We're just going to set up kind of an assembly line type deal here. Let me get my tougher scissors. These here. Anyway. Do all the back feet here. Then I'll show you a little something on the front feet most people don't know about. Or maybe if you're a squirrel hunter you do know. But right here under the arm is a little gland. I always cut those off. There's about 3-4 hairs there. They're right under the front paws right here. That one was pulled off when I skinned it. But here it is right here. There's 4 or 5 hairs coming out. Why? I don't know. I was always told to cut them off by my grandfather and my dad. So I do. I don't know if it's old wives' tale or what, but anyway, you don't have to eat it if it's off of there. Anyway, then we'll cut these front ones off, the front feet, just like so. Squirrels are a good one to teach kids on. I'm not a very good shot anymore like I used to be. I'm just lucky to hit them with the 22. But anyway, what you do here is you got your male parts. Just cut them back like so. See that? Split the pelvis right down the middle. Just like so, and bend it. Cut off your private parts. Try not to break the bladder. Get underneath that skin. Don't go into the guts. Just go up the middle or so. Go right up through the sternum, just like so. Okay? Then what you do is just reach up in here, grab everything, pull it loose. Here's your heart and lungs. Here's your liver. If you keep the heart to eat, just trim it up. The liver's good. Make sure you get the gallbladder off though. You got a little gallbladder on here. You got to find that and get it off. You don't want to eat that. Right here's the gallbladder. You don't want to eat that. There's the heart right here. You can eat all that. I'm not much for internal organs anymore, but anyway. There's that one's done. We're going to just set him in the bowl for now. Cut him back, so cut it off. Pull his stuff back so it's out of the way. Split the pelvis right down the middle. Just like so. Take your knife and spread it like that. Cut off his private parts. Okay. Now go up the middle. Hold the skin up so you don't get any. You don't want to cut the guts with your knife. right up through the middle of the sternum, just like so. Come all the way up. Okay. You see this? It's kind of, I got him split from the butt all the way up to the neck, just like that. There's the heart, liver. Grab underneath the heart, grab everything that goes up, and just pull it loose like that. And see how clean that is? All cleaned up. We just go ahead and pull that right on out, just like so. Got a little blood from the chest cavity, that's okay. And there's it. He's all cleaned up, ready for it. I'll show you another when we get ready to dress him out to get him ready for the frying pan. We're going to do that right here too. Cut him off. Okay. Let's try to get this one where you can see him. Split this pelvis bone right here. Just go like that. Come right on up. Don't hit the guts. Go right up through the middle here. Just like so. Okay, we got this right up through the middle. Here's the heart, diaphragm, heart, lungs. Grab underneath, grab everything, esophagus. Pull it all down, just like so. Pull it right on out. Right on out the butt. Right where you made that split. And that's it. I got a little bit here I want to cut off, but okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to, before I wash these up, I'm going to show you what I do to, Toby likes squirrel. He loves squirrels down here. He's chewing on the head. Anyway, what we want to do is we want to get this thing ready for the frying pan. What I do is I soak them overnight in salt water. I don't know, a lot of people cook them different than I do. But what I do is I take this back part right here. You can see right in front of the hind legs here. Let me get this little bit of fat off. Right in front of the hind legs, you can see where they come together here, this muscle. Right there. Just go ahead and cut that all the way around. Don't worry about that belly meat, that's good eating too. Go all the way around, just like so. And then just break it off, just like this. I'll show you. Yeah. It's supposed to break easy, but it didn't. There we go. You got to get right in front of those hip bones. These hip bones right here. And then you can just split those legs right in half, like so. You got two beautiful legs. Now what I do is I take the front legs off. You just pull them apart. You got the joint right here. Just go underneath that front leg. Pull that right, cut that loose. Just like so. See this leg here? If you're new to this, study the anatomy of an animal and you'll see how things come apart and that. You get those front legs off, those are good eating. Okay, now, a lot of people will cut the back out. I cut the back out because there's a lot of meat on these back straps. So what I do is I go right up behind the last rib and cut on both sides, right behind the last rib. Just like so, and then I break that. And then cut that right off. And you got two beautiful pieces. You got a beautiful piece of meat right there. Okay, this is the rib cage. We eat the rib cage here. We don't throw any meat away. Or try not to. I grew up, I loved the rib cage. I don't know why. There's meat all the way up along here, your tenderloins. Go all the way up. There's good meat on this. A lot of people discard it. It's a mistake. All you do is flour that and brown it and bake it just like all the rest. Okay, we're going to go through these other ones, just like I did that one. Feel where that is. Going to take these back legs off, remember? I'm going to get rid of some of this fat here. Get rid of these back legs right in front of that hip bone. Now we got the back legs, see that? Spread them apart. Just go right up one side of the hips or the other, and you can cut right down through there. And you got two beautiful pieces of meat. If you use a shotgun, sometimes you end up with broken legs and that. That's all. Anyway, you spread this leg out like so. This front leg. Good meat on those legs. A lot of people don't bother with that, but I do. We were starved for protein when I was a kid. We had meat. We wanted meat. Anyway, here's the last rib right here. We're going to cut right down to the backbone on that. Right down to the backbone. Then just twist it off. She'll come apart. You end up with a beautiful piece of meat. Here's your ribs again. A lot of meat on those ribs. If you're hungry, you'll eat it. Okay, we got this little piker here, this gray squirrel. Same thing. Right in front of the hips here on the legs, the hind legs. Just go ahead and bust them loose. It'll take you a few squirrels to get the hang of this. This skinning here isn't easy. My dad taught us how to do it when we were young. We kind of grew up with it. Okay, here's your two legs again. And it's not easy doing squirrels. They're probably one of the hardest things to clean there is, I think. Here's the front leg here. We'll get the other front leg off. You can kind of see this leg here, how it kind of separates. So we just cut right under it, and it comes right off. Now all we got to do is get this back, go behind the last rib, cut all the way down to the backbone. But anyway, that's not a bad deal. It'd take about half an hour to clean these. If you're not doing a video, you can do it a lot. You don't have to explain things. You do it a lot faster. But there's the meat, the ribs, the back. Now what I do is I'll wash this up good right now, get all the blood off of it. I'll wash it till it's pretty clear water. And then what I'll do is I'll cover it again with water, and I'll sprinkle some salt on it. Oh, a couple tablespoons full of salt is what I use. Anyway, tomorrow I'll show you how we cook this. What I do is I take them, drain them, wash them off again, drain them, roll them in salt and pepper to flour, roll it in there, brown it in hot oil. I use canola oil. Brown it real good on both sides, then put it in a baking dish. Get everything browned and laid in your baking dish, cover your dish, put it in the oven on 350 for 2 hours, and this squirrel will fall right off the bone, okay? And it'll be some of the best eating you ever had. Okay, what we're doing is we're back with the squirrels that I dressed out last night. What we're doing now is they've soaked in salt water all night, and I just got done rinsing them off. And what I'm doing now is I'm putting them in a dredge of flour. Just take and put them in, coat them in flour, and then I've got a skillet here that's real hot grease. I've got my fire up pretty high. What I want to do is I want to brown these, and that'll sear them and get them ready for baking. You just go ahead and just dredge your pieces like so, and you can salt and pepper this to taste. go ahead and get them ready to go. They're nice leg, nice big leg. So we just keep dredging them like so. Turn up the stove a little bit. Then what we'll do is, when we get done doing this, when they get done cooking, I'll show you what they look like and stuff like that. And I'm just reaching over here to the sink to get more pieces out. Take a couple of batches here to get going. Anyway, we're just one or two pieces at a time. It's good. Then what you do, when you get done, you save your flour. That's what you'll make your gravy out of. What I use for seasoning is this nature seasoning. It's a good combination of blends. You can use it in everything. Fish, steaks, you name it. What I do is I adjust that liberally. You put this in with your flour, but then you don't use it all, you waste it. And we're going to get this stuff, it's going to be browning here for a little bit. When it's ready to put in a pan, into our pan that goes into the oven, what we're going to do is we're going to brown this squirrel. Just get it browned on each side. Put it in the pan, cover it, put it in the oven, let it bake for, say, an hour and a half. It'll be tender. And, but I'll show you what it looks like after it gets browned. We're back. They were still cooking. I'm still browning this squirrel here. I turned one piece over. You can see how hot this is. I'm just getting that grease around there. I use canola oil. We're getting them browned up. And you see that? Now you could fry them on the stove until they're done. But it wouldn't be nearly as good. It'd be tough. It'd still be good, but they'd be tough to eat. When you bake them in the oven, that really helps make them more tender. Add just a little bit of this to the bottom of the pan. A little bit of the juice that's off of each squirrel, a little bit of the oil. You can mix a little bit of, you can put a bouillon cube in there with a little bit of water, and that'll give it a little bit different flavor, and a little bit of red wine or red cooking wine, and that'll help. But it's pretty good flavor all by itself. Just a natural squirrel. Anyway, when we get this pan done, we'll transfer it over to our baking pan, and I'll get the other part of it browning, and when it comes out of the oven, I'll preheat the oven, get it going about 350 for about an hour and a half. And then I'll make these really tender. Remember these squirrels, when I dressed them out last night, I showed you how old they were. And they'd be pretty tough to eat just right out of the frying pan. You could do it, but they'd be kind of stringy. Anyway. That's looking really good. You can see that. I'll put that up there a little bit.
See how this leg looks on this side. That needs a little bit more. Well, this is pretty good. I'm going to put this in the other pan. It's nice and browned up. This leg is nice and brown. I don't like a lot of heavy cheese flour, like different kinds of breadings on here. You can try different breadings. I've done shake and bake. I've done everything. And it's pretty good all the way you do it. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. Should be a hard crust on the outside. What we're going to do is we're going to start this other batch. And I got these all breaded. I was doing that while the chicken was off. Keep it sizzling now. Okay, don't forget, keep your flour here. And keep that for the gravy. Okay. This is what it looks like when it's brown in the pan. And we'll bake this at 350, hour and a half. And I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the pan. This is what it's going to look like. This is the ribs that I was telling you about last night when we were doing the getting them dressed out. It's very good eating. You see how that stuff looks? That is some good looking stuff. There's the leg. And this stuff here will just fall right off the bone. You see how that looks? That's squirrel. And it is good eating. Just nice and tender. Try it. I know you'll like it. Take what's left in your pan and put a little flour in it. Make some gravy. I'm making some mashed potatoes. I'll tell you what, you can't ask for anything better than this right here. So enjoy, and I hope you get a few squirrels.